Woo! Guess what, guys? It's December 18th and I'm on Christmas holidays finally. Haven't done a video in a while and I want to camp. So I'm right here in the backyard. I'm going to set up my Kanguk tent from Atuk, my 10x10 tent. Set it up with the wood stove and then have a chat. Give you guys a little update and show you what's different with my setup. My wood stove and my winter camping setup. Minus 18 right now. December 18th, minus 18. Alright, so the tent's up. I got the center pole in there. Now I gotta get all the tensioners. Now you can see I cheated on this side. I used the fence for that line right there. This one I used my kids' playground. But then see, this one I found a little trick. So I'm using just a couple logs. And that works really nice and keeps tension. So I'll do that for the other sides and we'll be set. Looks like the camera might be slow already. I mean, I left it out minus 18 for about 10 minutes, so it's possibly not recording nice. This knot for tensioning the ropes, you do 2 loops on the inside, 1 on the outside, tight, and just tighten it. That holds good. Alright, I'm back. I had a bit of a dilemma. I had to put my son to bed. That's what's good about being in the backyard, I guess. Read a few stories and now he's sleeping. 9:30, so we'll do a few feather sticks and get the fire going. I know this is far from being a hardcore backcountry type trip, but I mean, I work today, so this is more of a practice, and just wanted to show you guys some new gear I got. So I'll do a few feather sticks, make sure this stove lights up. I think it's always good to just practice some of these things not too far before you go out. Just make sure everything works for you. Nice feather there. I got a bunch of firewood that I picked up. I got a wood stove now for my house. We got that installed a couple weeks ago. So I've been busy gathering firewood for the winter. I got lots now, so mostly some jack pine and some birch. Alright, the stove's rocking now. Got some nice heat to it. How's that for lighting, eh? This is a brand new little light that I got. It's pretty good. Alright, just getting set up and then we'll have a little chat. Well, aren't we happy 2020 is almost over? I'm so happy. I'm burnt out. This year has been really tough. I don't want to get like depressing or anything with this video, but man, so December 18th today, December 19th tomorrow. This is awesome that I just set this up right in the backyard. It's minus 18, so I mean it's still the same conditions that I would usually get. Yeah, coming up on the channel, I'll have a new stove and a new tent that I ordered, but that's only for like February. So for most of the winter I'll be using this one, my 10x10 Kanguk. It's my Alaskan stove. Really looking forward to the new wood stove. My friend John has one, and it's got an oven in it, so you can do a lot more baking. And yeah, I don't want to tell you exactly what it is, because when I'll get it, I'll do kind of a overview and then do the first burn and stuff. I'll get a bigger tent too. This one's 10x10, so it's good for, I'd say, 2 people. You're comfortable. But I'll get a 12x15, so we'll be able to do some trips with my son. He's 3.5, and then my wife, so we'll be 3 in there. I painted my my Alaskan wood stove. Painted it flat black. I used the high temp Tremclad paint. I just show it to you right now. I'm really happy with the result, and this is the first burn actually that I do with it. And I didn't get any odor or anything bad, like. So before it was kind of the same color as the chimney, some kind of weird gray with and some rust was kind of forming on it. So I think that looks good. That's a kni-co Alaskan. It's a 12 by 12 inch by 12 inch by 24. So it's a little bit of an overkill of a stove for a 10x10 tent, but it's nice. And then it's not Christmas yet, but I ordered me a little modification for this stove. I figured I'd unwrap it with you guys. Oh. So this was, oh, it's already getting toasty warm in here. It's from the Canadian Outdoor Company. Ordered a little shelf to go beside the stove, so we'll unwrap it and we'll check it out. Not gonna do much cooking tonight. I ate supper already, but maybe tomorrow morning I'll do some bacon and stuff, and then we'll try the shelf out. Let me get some layering off. Yeah, I haven't really been able to do that much videos lately. Been busy with work and dealing with stuff. Maybe I should set up my sleeping bag too. It's my firewood. I hope you guys are doing good. Like, I couldn't really do a weekly video. I would have wanted to, but it's just been so busy with the family and stuff. But now with the Christmas holidays, I'm hoping to get out more and film a little bit more. So, alright, let's open up this bad boy. Should have a book as well in here. I kind of started opening it, but then I stopped. I was like, you know what, this might make a cool video. So I'll just open it up on video. Alright, receipt, bunch of paper. Let's keep it for lighting. Man, it's warm. I'm gonna open up the door. Once these stoves get going, sweet. This is the shelf. It's got this this weird sticker on it to protect it. Wrap this and show you after. I gotta get all this sticker off. Looks good. And I also ordered this book from Lars Fault, Outdoors the Scandinavian Way. Do a bit of reading, figure out the holidays here. Perfect. Alright, I'm gonna unwrap this and then throw it out on the stove. It's supposed to fit the kni-co Alaskan good. So that's what we'll find out. Yeah. I think we deserved a good beer. This is the salted chocolate porter from Beaver River Brew Co. out in Bonnyville. It's near Cold Lake, where I live, Cold Lake, Alberta. So, cheers, guys. Hope you guys are doing good. I mean, in the circumstances. So, trying to make the best of whatever we have as a situation. That's the whole idea. Yep. I need to go grab a table in the house and set up a table here. Should have this set up a little bit better tomorrow. Cook some breakfast. It's good. Just being in the backyard, I mean, I'll have a lot of things that I practice tonight, like no matter what. Like I'll have wood that I split, then I set up my tent, practice setting up the tent in a different environment. Even though this is my backyard, it's still a different environment. It's pretty open with the grass, so I have to improvise, find logs to set up my my pegs, and then yeah, split some wood. And tomorrow I'll do a little bit of cooking. So nice. Woo! Shiny! Oh yeah! Look at that metal. I think next year I'm planning to build another birch bark canoe. So I'm thinking I'm going to build a bigger one, like probably an Algonquin old style. Probably like around 15 footer. But I'll see how things go. Like, I spotted a few nice birch trees that I'm going to collect. I have pretty much all the materials, so I want to do that next summer. But before that, over the holidays here, I want to try a bit of ice fishing, and then I'm going to try to go out and put some snares out to catch some rabbits, catch some hares. That's the kind of thing I would do as a kid, and I did with my dad growing up. Brings back a lot of good memories, a lot of nostalgia. So I'd like to go out and do that and show you guys kind of, you know, how I set them up and what to look for. So you can see there's two latches. That latch is underneath, and then it just sits right into there. Eh? It's pretty solid. Yep, that's not going anywhere, so that's good. That's stainless steel, so I don't need to paint that or anything, and that'll never rust. That looks pretty sweet. Well, enjoy my beer. Maybe I'll go inside and grab a table and stuff and get this set up for breakfast tomorrow. Set up my sleeping bag. I think I'm gonna sleep in here for sure. Might as well. I got the cot too, so that's kind of new for me. Usually I do a spruce bough bed or some sort of bed on the ground, but I want to upgrade and get the canvas tent as close to a house as I can. So that's the whole goal with the bigger tent and the bigger stove. It'll be more like a family cabin. So we'll be able to use that with the family. Maybe not travel as far. Usually with this tent, with my father-in-law, we travel probably between 2, 3, 4, 5 kilometers kind of thing. We'd walk in, snowshoe in, and snowshoe back out. But with the bigger tent, maybe I'll do that with like a snowmobile, or even go in with an actual vehicle, do more of a vehicle camp. Still pretty cool camp. But with the cot, comfort level is increased for sure. Some pine. See if my Christmas lights are still going outside the house. Oh yeah, Christmas lights. Merry Christmas, everyone. This is the firewood I got so far. Got a few cords in there. Should be good for the winter. The thing is, with the firewood, you gotta gather green, and then it's good for the year after. You gotta let it kind of dry out for a few months to a year. But I got some dry stuff as well for this year. So gather more than less. Oh. Yeah, let's set up the sleeping bag. So another accessory that I want to try out in the tent tonight is this little thermometer. I know they work really good because my friend John from Bear Lake Bushcraft uses one in his tent. And then, I mean, in every house like chimney or wood stove, or any wood stove actually, like, they're recommended. So what they do, that they're kind of overkill for a tent, but at the same time not really, because, you know, these stoves, the thing too is they don't have a window, so it's hard to see like how good your wood's burning. And when you're burning too hot, that's not good because it could be dangerous. You could burn stuff. And then if you're burning like too low, then you're just building crowsut and just gunk kind of thing in the chimney and then at the top. And then sometimes that leaks as well on your tent. And I mean, like, if you don't have good wood, which is the case when you collect your own wood in the forest, it's not like if it's been dried or like perfectly dried in a shed for a year. You do your best, you know, you collect what's standing and what's dry, but it's still going to be wet. So your wood doesn't always burn perfectly. So anyways, with these thermometers, then you can kind of see like your range, like if you're too hot or if you're too cold. Like in the gray there in the middle, I'll put it on the chimney. We gotta put it 16 inches over the stove. So 16 inches is about here. And actually it's magnetic. Actually, like, these pieces I cut to 16 inches, so there you go, that's pretty much 16 inches. See how fast it's going up? It's a spring in there that expands with the heat. So I'm like way too warm right now, so what I can do is I can just kind of close this a little bit to cut some of the air, and then close this as well. And that, you know, it helps you in a way that it makes you save some of your wood, and as well you get less crowsut. And by having a more efficient burn, you don't need to burn as much wood. So anyways, there's a lot of good advantages to it. Right now I'm kind of in the too hot, so I'll let things die down. But whenever you get your stove going, anyways, it's smaller pieces, so it ignites faster and it gives out a lot of heat. But then once you get coals going, you can put bigger pieces and then maintain it right kind of in the middle where you want it to be. But yeah, wood stove management, like, it looks simple, but it's just one of those things that, you know, it takes up energy and skill, and, you know, you need to practice and master it. But yeah, awesome. Also, I'll show you guys what else is new kind of tonight for my setup. So also, see, this doesn't look like much, but I got lots. I added a length of chimney, so we're just outside now, that last little bit there. So I added basically a 23-inch length, and that'll help in a way, because if I don't have a good burn and I have like stuff leaking down, then it's going to take a longer time before it hits the tent, and you can see some of it happen there before. So anyways, we're just trying it out. Much longer chimney, but I'm pretty confident that that'll be good, because the chimney that the kni-co stove comes with, it's telescopic, so it starts 5 inches at the bottom and 4 inches at the top. But then from that I just added a 4 inch by, it was 30 inch, but I cut it to 23 inches because the stove is 24 inches and all the chimney pieces fit inside the stove. So I wanted this extra piece to fit inside the stove as well for transportation. So I cut it to 23. Fits good. It works good. Perfect. Yeah, gonna go get a pillow and then a table to set up, and then I'm thinking I'm gonna call her a night. And then tomorrow I think I'll do a video on the breakfast in here, and then yeah. Alright, this is the paint I used, if anybody's wondering. Pretty satisfied customer right now. No issues with that. Oh man, it's like steaming hot in here. Woo. Just curious what your guys' thoughts are. 12 by 15 tent. Is that big enough for 3 people? This is a 10 by 10, which gives me 10 times 10 equals 100 square feet. So I calculated it, 12 by 15 should give me 180 square feet, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 180. So you get a third bigger, almost double, because 100 square feet and then 180, and then the stove will take pretty much the same amount of space. And you can see in here, I got my bed here. I'm taking up one side here, and then basically, you know, with these beds take up more room because they're higher than if I was on the ground. But I could fit easily another cot, another raised bed here. But you know, if you have a table or a chair or something and some wood and some gear, you can't really fit a third one. You know, you can, but it's tight, like you won't have any gear in here. So I'm thinking like 12 by 15 should be decent for 3 people, like 3 cots. But you might not have that much extra room for gear. But the thing with gear and cots is that you can put a lot of it underneath, and if you have a table, you can put stuff underneath the table as well. So there's that too. You don't want too big of a tent, because the thing too is it makes it harder to heat if it's really cold outside. So anyways, I think 12 by 15 is good, but if you guys have any thoughts you want to share, you know, let me know, because I'm still kind of shopping and in the process of buying one. So pretty sure 12 by 15 is good, but I haven't actually, you know, been in a 12 by 15. I've been in this one, 10 by 10. I've been in my buddy John's. His is a 10 by 13, which is again is a 2 to 3 people comfortably. I mean, you can always fit like more people, but you know, you want to be comfortable too. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Well, good morning folks. Made it through the night. I didn't split quite enough firewood. It's nice if it's split pretty small for the stove. I had a few big logs. I mean, I got a good base of coals right now, but it's not quite warm enough for the tent, so I'm gonna go out and then split a bit more and throw in there. It's 7:15, so slept pretty good. Right, let's get some wood, get this thing cranking, then cook some breakfast and coffee. Alright guys, we're in the lap of luxury. This is the way to go. A raised bed with the table. So I got water boiling in the kettle there. So it's just so nice with the table. I'll just move this, I can kind of do my coffee right here. I got my cups. I can just set everything up. Right, put some milk in there. Et voilà ton café. Here's your coffee.
Hey, merci.
Coucou.
Coucou. Yeah, coucou.
Oh, oatmeal's almost ready.
Toi aussi, tu veux dire coucou?
Tu veux dire coucou?
Ok, toi aussi.
Dis coucou.
Coucou.
Bacon and eggs.
Go.